Hi everyone, welcome back to Click Talk. If you missed our last video, it was about the world of massive files that slow down your LAN, that slow down your remote access, that give you trouble with version control. If you didn't watch that video, I highly recommend it. Really good advice in there. In this video, we're going to cycle back to the app stack, my favorite word, and all the headaches of the app stack. We talked earlier in the first chapter about how the app stack can really affect the performance of your workstations. And Beju had great advice about how to provision based on role. This time, let's talk about another familiar pain point that always sneaks up on people. People are never ready for this. It's kind of like your driver's license. It is license renewal. Renewing the licenses for Autodesk, for Bluebeam, for all the different apps in the app stack is a real pain point. It's a real headache. And so let's talk about how do we help in that process.
On the Autodesk front, everything's shifted to subscription like everything else in the world. And it's very expensive for somebody to have a Autodesk license or a Revit license or, Bluebeam license. They've all increased in price tremendously. So what we do is we try and optimize based on job role and try and figure out and help you, does this person really need AutoCAD on their computer? And try and figure out like, oh, this person just needs Adobe, or maybe they only need Bluebeam because they're reviewing PDFs, they're not actually drafting. And that's where we can kind of use our expertise and help our customers, eliminate 1, 2, 3 AutoCAD licenses. The other thing we help with is AutoCAD has a product called BIM 360, which allows the customer to share their files and work on files at the same time as their, an architect may share a file to an engineer. So the engineer is doing the plumbing and the architect's doing the drafting. It allows you to share the files or collaborate on files much easier, but it comes at a cost. So, what we do is we help optimize, maybe for one project, it's a BIM 360 project. So we assign that license to you, but you finish that project and then we reassign the license to me because I'm working on a project now that needs BIM 360. So managing the licenses effectively, moving them around as needed, that's something we really help with. Now for Bluebeam, that's another challenging license. They've shifted to subscription. So unfortunately with Bluebeam, not every subscription's the same end renewal date. So, if you onboarded in March, and we bought your license then, you're gonna have to stay, you're gonna be renewed every March. And if I started in June, I'm going to be renewed every June. So what we do is we keep track of all the people that have licenses, when their end dates are, and we help manage, this license got assigned to Avi, so there's tracking based on it. We really try and help our customers manage the licenses because it's a really challenging thing to keep track of everything, make sure you're using your licenses effectively, and number one, make sure you're not overpaying for them because they can get very expensive very quick.
Yeah, and it's easy to forget license management. You're in the heat of a project, you need someone to get there, to get to work immediately, you sign the license, the project ends, you move on to the next thing, and the license could be still assigned to the person who doesn't need that. License management can be a full-time job depending on the size of your firm. Most people don't have the luxury to have one person that's just managing their licenses as their job. Is that something that we can offer as part of our solutions for these clients?
Yeah, along with our purchasing team, the on-site person who goes to the customer is very in tune with who's onboarding, who's offboarding, what licenses they have. Before we even set up a computer, we always kind of go through and check to make sure that if there's an available license, we'll reuse it. When we offboard a user, we unallocate the license so we know we have it for the pool. So absolutely, that's something we can help with. We understand that we don't want to waste money or waste our customers' money in having licenses that are unprovisioned.
Thanks. Okay, so next we're going to talk about another pain point that everyone's very familiar with, and this is just bring your own device. Folks at a job site with an iPad or an iPhone, and how do you get your arms around controlling that?